He's long been celebrated as the inspirational guitarist for one of the most significant bands of the 1980s, the Smiths. Now, Johnny Marr is going solo with his own album. But after years of collaborating with other bands like Cribs and Modest Mouse, can he cut it as a frontman? Our culture editor, Matthew Cain, took him back to one of the Smiths' original live venues in his home city of Manchester.
He's one of the most revered guitarists of all time. But now, after more than 3 decades in music, Johnny Marr is stepping up to the mic as a solo artist. After years of being so celebrated as a guitarist, to what extent were you wary of revealing your vocals to the world in case anybody said they didn't match up to your talent with the guitar?
Because I've worked with so many singers, I kind of put myself under the same scrutiny as I do with them. What I'm doing, I think, suits the way I like to sing, you know. I like to sing sort of upbeat. I don't want to use the term rock and roll, but it's kind of, I like sort of singing new, sort of upbeat new wave music, really. The more manic, the better. I'm not really interested in...
Melancholy.
Or emotional... I'm not really interested in emotional music, really, to be honest with you. I'm interested in hearing people's ideas. There are other people who can sing about their feelings better than I can sing about them, you know.
Johnny Marr has played with bands as diverse as the Pretenders and the Pet Shop Boys. But for millions of music lovers who grew up in the 80s, he'll always be best known as the guitarist in the Smiths, and one half of Morrissey and Marr, a songwriting partnership which inspired Blur, Radiohead and Oasis. It was here in the Ritz nightclub in Manchester that the Smiths played their first gig in 1982.
Yeah, it was quite a significant big moment for me. It was terrifying. Walked up the stairs over there. We did 4 songs to 5 people. But it was a start, you know, and it was a good start. It was it's a very, very good place to kick it off, I think.
And were you any good in those days?
Yeah, I think when we were pretty good when we started out. Yeah, we got better.
What do you think it is that, if you look back on early Smiths, what is it that made the band so special?
For all the really great bands, it's more than just about the music. It's nice for it to be about music, but it's good that it's about lifestyle choices, you know what I mean? Things that you are and things that you aren't.
So what did you see the band standing for then in terms of lifestyle choices?
Definitely vegetarianism, and for, you know, anti-sexism in the culture and at our gigs, and anti-homophobia, and I guess...
Anti-establishment?
Anti-hypocrisy in establishment, I think. Yeah, which is always the job of the artist, I think, in whatever the arts are.
Much of this ideology is present on The Messenger, Johnny Marr's debut solo album, which he returned to Manchester to record. It strikes me that a lot of your musical influences on this album are kind of post-punk, pre-Smiths.
Yeah.
Why do you think you went back to that period?
I'd kind of done all these different things, and I thought it was sort of time to just go back to being very personal and what influenced me. The main thing was when I was writing songs was that just to be as best at being me, and rather than try and be somebody else.
But did you know what being you entailed after so many years of being in bands?
I do, actually, because it's a feeling that I get when I play. There's a certain kind of sound that I think I'm supposed to sound like.
I know that a Smiths reunion isn't on the cards, but do you ever wonder, after the creative journey that you've been on, and are still on, what kind of music you would make together now?
Well, I have a certain sound in what I do, and the band had a certain sound, so I suppose it'd just sound like it always did, I guess. I don't think it'd have... I doubt we'd be like, you know, have any any drops in it or we'd be bringing any drum and bass flavour to it.
Whatever the flavour, Johnny Marr won't be free for a Smiths reunion anytime soon. He plans to tour and then play festivals until the end of summer, with no sign of any drum and bass.